So basically we wanted to live in a greener way. We didn't want to waste energy, and we also were confident that this could be good for our bills over time. So it wasn't straightforward to decide what to include. We knew we already basically had enough insulation, but what we wanted to do was turn our power into green power. We were already on a renewable energy supplier, but we wanted to make our own power and do it in a more efficient way. So we had to look into it quite a bit and research, and we didn't think there was really enough help available to help us make decisions. But eventually we decided that the way to go was to combine solar with air source heat pump, because then you can use the solar power you generate to power the air source heat pump. And then for most of the year, we'll be completely self-sufficient in energy. Well, so I'd been saving money from my salary, so we knew we had a decent amount of money to go around. But really for us, the game changer was the government grant for the air source heat pump, because that makes the air source heat pump incredibly good value. The solar panels still cost a lot, but when you combine them with the air source heat pump, we reckoned it was affordable, and of course we knew it would save us money over time. So that was the crucial element really, the fact that there was this government support for the air source heat pump. So when the system was installed, at first it didn't function very well, and we had a major issue after a few weeks with one of the valves going, and it was all quite a terrible panic in the middle of the night. Since then, touch wood, it's all been fine. It's been in for several months now, and everything's just absolutely fine. So it was a bit dicey at the beginning, but it's fine now. We chose to use local suppliers to install both our solar panels and our air source heat pump, and they also changed some of our radiators and they checked our insulation. They only had one review on the internet, but we decided to go with them because we really wanted to go with someone local, and they seemed really good. And they've turned out really good in the sense that they've been really helpful. They've answered questions whenever we had questions. They've come back and looked at things again when that was necessary. If anyone is contemplating retrofit, I would say do it, as long as you can afford it, obviously. We found the whole thing pretty affordable, except for the solar panels, which are pricey, but we're confident that over time those will be worth it. And you have to do your own research to some extent, but don't let that put you off. It is worth it. We think that we've basically got what we need now. We also have a wood burner which will cover us for the really coldest days in winter. So for most of the year, we're going to be pretty self-sufficient in both heat and electricity. We may put a bit more insulation in the future to make it even thicker. That's probably going to depend on how things go this winter. We definitely think that this is going to prove an investment over time. With the air source heat pump being so cheap, that's going to start to pay back its worth in no time. It'll take longer for the solar panels to come through, as it were, in that way. But really, it's a system as a whole. We've got decent insulation. We're not heating the sky. We've got our own solar panels, which are giving us the basic electricity that gives us most of our power. We turn that very efficiently into heating with the air source heat pump. We've got loads of hot water. It's actually a better hot water system than it was before. We also, people sometimes say, oh, well, I'm not sure it's going to be such a good system for the radiators. As far as we can tell, it's also a better system for the radiators for us, for keeping the house warm. Why? Well, because there's more radiators and they are larger, which means that there's a sort of slightly gentler, more thoroughly ambient heat in the house, whereas before there were one or two rooms which were a bit colder and one or two which were a bit too hot sometimes. So the whole thing's working out very well as far as we're concerned so far, and yeah, we see it as being very definitely an investment, and as well as being something which is actually making our lives more pleasant. So we got the £5,000 government grant for the air source heat pump, and that was very straightforward. I was a bit nervous about it, but it was just like one or two incredibly simple forms, and our supplier did most of the work on making that go through. And if we hadn't have got that, we wouldn't have gone ahead. And we did the whole thing conditional on that, and it all worked out completely fine. So we really appreciate the improved heating system inside the house that we have as a result of moving to this new system that we've got. We also are delighted to have more hot water on tap than we had before. And really what it is with our insulation, our air source heat pump, our solar panels, it's kind of guilt-free power and energy. And we know that we're not damaging the planet as we keep ourselves warm and comfortable, and that is a wonderful thing. It should really be available to everybody. You know, there should be better government grants and better government information as well. The big thing which is really missing at the moment is making it easy and affordable for people to get solar power. Yeah, if there was more of that, I would say that everybody should be looking to do the kind of thing that we've done.